Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. And a big thank you to all of you to here today. It's such a short notice. Thank you to Paige, Neil, Linda. She should be coming on soon for having all these people on today. So it's a special occasion, special for this week for Women in League. We've got so many women today on. Everyone's got a special role in their workplace and what they do out in the community. So I just want to say a big thank you for sorry, I'm just got one late comer now. It is Linda. So I want to introduce myself first. Many of you already know me. There are a few players here that probably haven't seen me. Maybe you've seen Marco out on the field. My name is Marco Quinteo. I'm the co-founder of Heroes with Ability. Me and George, which I'll get him to come in soon, we established Heroes with Ability to include people with disability in sports, and we've got a lot of female participants in our sport. So this is a good opportunity to tell our stories about our participants, the female side of it, and also obviously, you know, my young daughter, she absolutely loves sports, rugby league in general, and obviously, you know, my wife Celine, she's one of the big reasons why I'm here today. So without her support, I don't think I wouldn't be able to do this. So it just goes to show the power of women in sports in general. So I'd like to get George, Tona, and Julie first to come in, introduce themselves. So, as I said, George, my business partner, got a big say in this as well. So, George, if you can hear me.
Oops. Can I interrupt? Can you see us?
Yes,
all
Linda.
good, Marco. How are you today?
Yeah, Linda.
Yeah, I can hear you. All good.
Well, I can only see the Quinteos. No one else is. I can see. Levi.
I'm sure everyone can see you, Linda.
All right.
All right. Okay, so George, go ahead.
David, I can't get my camera to work. I'm missing something.
Me too.
Yeah, George, go.
Yeah, how's it going, everyone? My name is George. As Marco said, I'm the co-founder of Heroes with Ability, and a special week for Heroes with Ability, and knowing that we've got so much females that that do who have made Heroes with Ability successful. My wife, she does volunteering work along with Celine and Sienna, of course, and the rest of and Amanda. She comes out to give us a hand. So thank you to our great volunteers. It's good to have the audience. I'll tell you a story. When I was younger, I was born with cerebral palsy 47 years ago, and I disliked sport because of my disability. And I was, I suppose, a token disabled person in the whole school, because when I was going to school, there was no special needs units. And I suppose I used to hate myself because I knew I was different. Why? I used to say to my mum, why me? Why me? I hated sport. I hated who I was, going through school. And for my 21st birthday, I love watching sport, team sport, soccer and rugby league, growing up back in the 80s. And I knew deep down that I couldn't play rugby league because of my disability and my body size. So I was compelled just to watch it. But for my 21st birthday, I said to myself, well, I'm going to play sport. And if it kills me, then at least I tried. I had a go. That's the old Australian motto, have a go. Anyway, fortunate enough for me, I was fortunate enough to represent New South Wales in futsal, indoor soccer. And but my thoughts are always a team sport. So I was lucky enough to form the Paralympic soccer team, which performed in the 2000 Paralympic Games, where I was fortunate enough to represent Australia and vice captain of my country. we were actually the first team in history during Paralympic and Olympic program to actually win a game of competition. We beat Holland 2-1. So that was a historical event, and we all were disabled. The whole team had cerebral palsy of such. But my passion was rugby league and the mighty Sassany Rabbitohs. My parents were born in Brentford, so that was my passion, rugby league and Sassany. So I was fortunate enough to establish the physical disability rugby league 10 odd years ago, and that sport has now played in countries like New Zealand, England, Scotland, Wales, and the World Cup should have been on this year, but it got cancelled due to COVID-19. So that's now been postponed next year. But what I'm most proud about is the fact that I'm changing people's lives of an idea that a disabled person had. I'm honoured that I'm a founder and I'm a life member of the association, but just to know that I've changed people's lives. One player told me that I stopped him for committing suicide because he had nothing to do in his life. He had no avenue. I couldn't play sport, and for someone to tell me that really broke my heart. I saved him from committing suicide because he had no avenue to go to. And back to my story with my mother, like she always said, one day you realise why you're disabled. And it took me about 20 years to realise that I was put on this earth to make sure I look after my own kind, being disabilities, and to make sure that I do my best to people with disabilities to have a go and to have an opportunity in life to do anything I want to do in sports and work. And I suppose back then, I never knew my mum, how important my mum was to me. So in hindsight, I thank my mum for being the mother she was, caring for a disabled person, having 4 other siblings who were able-bodied. But I was, I suppose, different in the family. But, she looked after me, and I love my mum to bits, and I thank her for encouraging me and my family to do what I wanted to do. And now I'm honoured to represent Heroes Ability with Marco and the Quintanas and the Toners and all you guys here today are special in my life because you bring me joy and you bring comfort to what I want to do to my peoples. Guys like Matthew, like he just excelled. He loves rugby league on a Friday, and we just love seeing his face. So I want to thank you all for taking part of this special day. It's women in rugby league, very, very important part of rugby league and a part of our life. So thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks, George. Nice to hear your story again. And next person I want to go to, and I know she has to leave soon. I want to bring Neil and Athena in. I just want to say again, thank you, Neil, the West Tigers women's team. Thank you for coming on today, and Athena as well. We've never met. You've probably seen Marco run out the girls earlier this year, but just the questions from me would be, what inspired you to become a player? Now, is Athena in?
I'm just having a look through. I don't think she's jumped in as yet. Yeah. But we've got Taylor and Sophie.
Yeah, like I'll probably go same question. I might as well go to Taylor. Get Taylor to come in.
Hey guys, how you going?
How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Good. Look, again, thanks very much for being part of this Zoom today. And same question goes to you. What inspired you to become a player?
I think growing up in a very footy-focused family, I've always wanted to play footy. My dad wasn't a big fan of me having a crack early, so I sort of had to wait till I was 18 before I could play anything. And then from there, I met Bo from school, and she brought me on to play sevens with her. So I've been friends with Bo since we were in high school. And so I started playing rugby sevens. at 18. And then from there, I just fell into more footy, playing nines, playing for Cabramatta in the women's premiership, and then onto Tigers for the last 3 years.
Wow. Okay. And how long have you sort of been involved in general rugby league? Like you're talking about what, 5, 7 years?
Yeah. So I'm 24 now, so it'll be 6 years.
6
of-
years.
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
What are the goals that you set for yourself now and in the future? And how do you see the League of Rugby women, advancing? What would be your dream that occurs?
My ultimate dream is to play NRLW for Parramatta Eels. That's like my goal for me. I'm a massive Para fan. So when I found out that they had a team this year, I was just stoked because I can just see the game growing from the 4 teams that we originally had up to what we have now. So I think it's just amazing. I can't wait for the West Tigers to get a team as well, just because we have a lot of backing. We've got a lot of people that come to our games and support us throughout the year. So I think that'd just be awesome for them to see that their support and the girls' game just growing immensely for the years to come.
Well, I've had the honour, we've as a family have had the honour of actually attending the games and watching the women on the field, and you girls go as hard as the boys, or even harder, I'd say. And
Yeah.
you make us so proud. So it's really nice to see you girls on the field and giving it a great shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, I think a lot of our girls in our team have a lot of passion for the game, which is awesome as well. So we just go out every week and just give it a massive crack. And I think we enjoy ourselves out there as well. It just makes it like so much better. And then having the support that we have and the backing from the Tigers community is just like, it's amazing. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
And you just said now, like having the support from the community, like the Tigers and everyone involved. I guess, you know, any team out there that has a women's team, I think you'd be silly enough to not support that and encourage all the players to get involved, and as many female athletes to actually start as a young age to participate in sport. And we see that it's growing over the years. I've never watched the game until Linda dragged me in and one of the games, and you know, you pretty much you want to go and watch it every week, because you don't expect you know, that you know, some of the tackles that, you know, I've actually witnessed. You know, like I've got my young daughter, would I allow her to play the game? You know, the way the game is now, probably yes, but you know, years back, I'd say no. So that's just you know, the mentality and attitude. Sometimes you know, we think that the game is only for male, being that tough game, but I think it's gone a long way now. So once again, thank you for joining us today. So we're going to go to Sophie.
Hey guys.
Hi, how are you?
Not too bad.
Thank you very much. Same questions goes to you. Again, what inspired to become a player?
I kind of a bit of an outlier in women's football. I've been playing since I was 8 years old. I don't really know what sparked it. I didn't plan on playing. It just kind of happened. I went down with my family to sign my brother up to play his second year, and then I left with with a uniform, and I've never looked back. So playing with the boys, and then I guess the girls' game just grew as I got older, and then the pathways are developed now for girls to do the same thing.
And the same question that I asked previously, what are the goals that you set for yourself, and what would you like the league to open up avenues for you, and what's your dream into the future, seeing this league unfold?
Similarly to Taylor, I think just playing in the NRLW, at the moment, any team that I can get my hands on, but I'm a diehard St George fan, so that would be pretty cool to wear the red and white. Obviously, that is until the Tigers get a team. But I think just becoming a full-time professional pathway is the end goal for everyone that plays at this level. They want to be able to do it as a job as the men do.
Absolutely. I think that's what we all would love to see unfold, having that be your professional role, your job day in, day out, because on the field, when I witness the girls playing, they put as much effort into that game as the actual men do. So that would be great to see unfold to the future.
I think the skill of the players has grown dramatically over the last few years. But I think if we were to go full time, we would see it skyrocket even further. But at the moment, we're all either working full time or studying, or we have a family and everything like that to kind of handle on top of training full time as athletes. So I think if we were to be able to give an opportunity to just do sport full time, that the game would only increase like tenfold.
Absolutely.
And how long have you been playing?
I think this is my 13th season.
13th season. Wow.
Yeah.
Like now with the Tigers, and where were you playing before?
So I've been playing for the Tigers, I think, for 5 years. I started playing at ESA in the local Campbelltown comp just for club, and then I started playing in the Tashigar competition, which is the under-18s girls team, for a few years, and then at the end of the age cap, I got asked to come up and play in the Harvey Norman, where I've stayed for the last 3 years.
Nice. And enjoying it?
Yeah, definitely.
That's great. We're going to go across to Neil, the coach of the women's West Tigers team.
Hello.
Oh, we got a late Parramatta fan come through now. Just mute. Hi, Neil. Thanks again for coming in and joining us today. As a coach, I coach the Disability West Tigers team, and I see that I look at. I'm not a coach. I'm like a father figure and a mentor, friend as well. So, question to you: how can we, as a community, help to strengthen the women's league?
I think you've already touched on it lightly. Is just at a community level, just that engagement piece. Having worked in community clubs, I think that stigma of that long-lasting stigma that girls don't play football, I think that's is quickly dissipating. You're seeing more and more participation at any level, and I think every club once they open up their registration, I think they've done a really good job with the league tag. Yes, it probably doesn't equate to those numbers coming through into the Harvey Norman NRLW, but if it creates 2 or 3 girls that come through that system, that's better than none. And it's also that participation you see, just that shop front of community clubs just change, where it's always been this, we've got the boys, is what we do. The girls stop playing at a certain age. Every time these kind of events come around, they acknowledge that what the mums, the parents, everybody do around the club, i.e., the sausage sizzle, canteen, all those kind of things. But then now they're acknowledging what their daughters, their sisters, are doing on the field. Just seeing in my son's local club, they've opened up their doors and they've doubled their participation in the last 2 years with the girls coming on board. And just pretty much every time that I walk down to the field with training with my son, and they're coming up and talking to me about how well the girls are going. Oh, you should come and see our girls. They're doing massively. They're spread all over their social media. It just changes that whole face. And I think that's the big part of that is a sense of community. The thing I've found, coaching within the women's game, I think I've learnt more than I've probably imparted. I think, as you put it, Marco, you become more of a mentor, more shaping them as human beings, not necessarily as footballers. And I think they've done that to me as well. I love the fact that there's no egos. It's more about that sense of community. Whatever colours you put on, it doesn't matter. It's all about growing the game as a collective. I think that's why you've seen it go from it's as soon as that spark started, it spread like a bushfire, and I think it's only going to that I know some of the players can be they want to be at that NRL level. They see it, they want to be it now. But acknowledging those girls that have done the hard yards to start that spark, to start that flame, and then now it's just spreading like wildfire. Everyone wants to get on board. It's good to see that the expansion at NRLW you can see now that, from just a couple of extra teams in NRLW, there's clubs coming out and going, oh, well, we want to do pathways. We want to do, 13s, 14s, 15s, all the way up to open women's, so it's creating those opportunities that, as you heard, Taylor not necessarily had those opportunities coming through. Sophie did, there's probably about a 50-50 split in our Harvey Norman side where some of the girls probably were late to the game. A lot of girls, and we've got some of the younger girls that have come through those pathways and been lucky enough to have those pathways. So I think it's fantastic. I probably got off a little bit off topic, but a little bit passionate about it. I love it.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. Over the past few years, have you seen the growth in the game, the women's game?
Yeah, absolutely. Just in the short time that I've, it's 6 years I've been involved with coaching girls and the women, just how far it's come. I think not necessarily, I think, the talent was always there. The girls, were always enthusiastic about playing football. I think it's being able to give that, getting those opportunities, like the West Tigers, we had 3 opportunities to play, as a curtain raiser to the NRL side this year. And, I think it's no coincidence that we were able to win those games and win those games convincingly, giving the opportunity. The girls just took it with open arms and just ran with it. And, they love that kind of exposure and being able to, run out onto those iconic fields that they've seen, seen on the TV, and, out to crowds that acknowledge them, that there's fans there that want to see them, want their signature. It's pretty humbling.
Nice.
And the players are also inspiring to participants, or women in our Heroes with Ability program. So it was often suggested that it was just a male-orientated sport, and so trying to teach a person to break those barriers and have our women that participate in our program know that it's okay to follow rugby league. It's okay to be connected with rugby league, and we push that a lot with our little Sienna. So our daughter Sienna was practically just born into football. So once Marco ignited that passion for football, Sienna was just practically born into it. And a couple of years ago, she actually turned around to me and said, "You know what, Mum? I actually like football." And I thought, oh, we never actually cared to ask her if she actually liked it or not. But it's great that she absolutely loves football, which is, a benefit, because we all attend football as a family. We unite as a family through football. But she did suggest to me once that she got inspired by Sienna. Who inspired you?
Nathan Cleary's sister.
No.
Or
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was Malaya. She saw Malaya jumping on the field as a ball girl, and she quickly said to us, "I don't want to be a gymnast. I don't want to be a dancer. I want to be a ball girl." And she said, "That's what I want to do. I want to become a ball girl." And so she started off her little ball girl journey. She started becoming a ball girl for her brother's league and his team. She's got very special duties as a ball girl. Sienna, what's the additional duties of when you're a ball girl?
well, when I'm a ball girl, some teams when they want to kick for conversion, some of them aren't capable. So I always put the tee for them properly, where they have to the ref tells me to put them. But if they're able and capable, I will let them do it by themselves.
So that's Sienna plays that role where she assists the teammates that aren't able to do the tee, and her brother is actually one of them, because he has a bit of difficulty with fine motor skills. So a lot of the times he'll put the ball on the tee and it'll just flop off. So he can't achieve that conversion without having a little bit of assistance placing the ball there. So she'll actually place the ball for them so that they can achieve that conversion goal. So a lot of the players have cerebral palsy and aren't able to have the skill to place the conversion, the ball on the tee. However, they can convert if someone assists them. That's one of Sienna's major roles. And I love the fact that she wants to be part of it. So having a coach like Neil passionate about it, and I can hear it in his voice, it's great. It's great to have you opening up pathways for them, making them feel like there's a pathway there, and encouraging these girls to give it all they can, because once we go and witness a game, it's like Linda would say, you're hooked and you want to go every week and watch it. It's great value.
Yeah, absolutely. And well done, Sienna. It's fantastic. Good to hear.
Now we're going to go to Athena. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name. She came in now.
That's perfect.
Okay, good. I think I got some help from one of your teammates.
Nice.
That's great. Look, thank you for coming in. Much appreciated for this. We just asked a few questions to some of your teammates, and I'll ask the same thing. What inspired you to become a player?
Actually, it was one of my really good friends, Rachel. So we had been playing rugby union for a local team at West Harbour, and she randomly messaged me and said, you should come try out for the Tigers. And I was really hesitant. I don't really like doing things that are new to me or that are outside my comfort zone. And I had nothing to do with league prior to that. So she really encouraged me to go along. And then after seeing, it was actually like a trial night where we did some footy, and it was Boat Hill actually. So she was just so encouraging, and she made me feel really welcome that very first night. And I just thought, this is something that I want to be a part of going forward. And so it was just being around really good people. It really helped me to want to be a part of the environment.
How long have you been playing for?
3 years. So my very first year was the first year the Tigers started. So this will be my 3rd year.
And what are your goals moving forward? And what's your dream achievement through the league?
Yeah, so I'm quite old. Well, I consider myself quite old. I'm 31 this year, and so I feel like I'm coming towards the end of my playing career, but I still want to be really heavily involved within women's sport. Especially within the team that with the Tigers at the moment. We've got such a bunch of great girls coming through, and I just see so much potential within not just our team but the sport in general. And so I want to make sure that whilst I'm still able to physically play, I want to make sure that I leave a legacy or something that I can say, yeah, I was part of that team. So that's my goal at the moment, is just to make sure that I can leave something that behind that I can say I was a part of, and hopefully I'm able to take that into something outside of playing and maybe into some sort of support role.
Absolutely, that's great.
That's great. Thank you. Thanks very much for coming in today. And I know you've got to go soon, so much appreciated for your time.
No worries.
We're going to go to two other players that I haven't actually witnessed playing, but I've done some searching, and I can see the talent there. And one of them is actually a carer for a forward, Josephine. And
hi guys.
How are you? And I'll get your teammate to come in, which is, where is she? Let's see. Samaima.
Yeah, Maima. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hi guys, again, thank you very much. And Josephine, thanks for helping us getting your teammate to come along today. So I much appreciate it. We've met once. You've come up to one of our programs out at Michael Clark Centre, Carnes Hill. Again, same to you. What inspired you to become a player? And being a carer, you've witnessed the program, so you saw how much of an impact the program on and rugby league in general makes for someone with a disability.
Yeah, firstly, I was a netball player for about 11 years before I moved to footy, and I've played footy for about 6 years now. First, I started in New Zealand, and then I made Kiwi friends while I was in New Zealand, and then I moved over here to have a bit of a hopefully more successful footy career, and then I ended up pregnant. So I put on a bit of a hold on that, and then now I'm back into it, and yeah, it's going really good. But yeah, my job is one of the best things in my life at the moment. It is the most rewarding job to look after people. When you make them happy, it like reciprocates, or it's like mutual. So it's very rewarding. And yes, I've come along to a few of your sessions, and oh, it's so much fun. Some people love, our clients really love it. It's awesome, and it's just a good atmosphere to be in a footy environment around with disability as well. It's amazing.
Wonderful. And your footy career, I believe you Mounties.
Yep. So I've played for Mounties since 2018, and it's like a second family to me. And currently this year, I was fortunate enough to make New South Wales city team. Yeah, currently been selected for the Parramatta Eels NRLW side. So yeah, this year is very exciting, and we can't wait to get started if we all get out of lockdown, which will be exciting. So yeah.
That's wonderful. Simaima, sorry about.
Nah, it's all good.
Hi, how are you? Simaima, that's it. I'll be good at names one day. Is that right?
It's all good.
Yeah, look, again, thank you. We've never met before, but I obviously seen you play on TV. I've seen you many times on TV playing, and your footy career is just an amazing. I think you're just an unbelievable role model to a lot of female athletes out there, and you know, young kids growing up want to be like you. Again, the same question: what inspired you to be a player, and what advice do you have for younger kids coming through?
Oh, shucks. It's really hard because what you couldn't see, you can't be. So for me, my aspirations of rugby league wasn't really to play the game of rugby league. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. People come into your life either as a blessing or a learning. And for me, that's just the same situation with rugby league. I grew up playing union my whole entire life. And stuff happened that sort of didn't fall my way, but I'm grateful for just because it sort of opened up my opportunities with rugby league, and that's just through playing with my mates. I started playing rugby league because my mates were doing it. I saw the social aspect of rugby league and how you can make fond memories through that and friends with it. You know, in school growing up, I just loved my food way too much, packed on the way, and never really thought as a sport as an avenue for me, and always was just content in getting a warehouse job, working and providing for my family. So with rugby league, it just fell into place. I went down to St. Mary's, played a local 9-a-side tournament, and never really knew it was any selection of any sort. I'm pretty sure I didn't even sign any paperwork to state that I was eligible for New South Wales, and it sort of just kicked off my career from there. So yeah, started playing rugby league because my mates. And as for sort of what I would say to the younger generation is just to give everything a go. You know, it's not going to hurt you. You know, we're working really hard in the women's space at the moment to make sure that the pathways there is created, and it's easy to access. I know every club at the moment is doing their very best to get the right people, the right support, and make sure that their pathways for their local club into NRLW is a lot more accessible for those young girls coming in.
And currently you are playing or be playing for Parramatta as well?
Yes, so I officially, it was a hard decision to leave the Roosters, just because I've been there from day dot. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to take part of with Parramatta, and it's just for the opportunity to represent Western Sydney. I know that the talent and the female participation rate it continues to grow in this Western Sydney area, and I just hope that, you know, the younger girls have that access to Parramatta Eels, West Tigers, Bulldogs, or whatever teams that they happen to reveal over the years, is just making sure that the Western Sydney group gets looked after, and they don't have to commute to Bondi or commit down to St. George just to get an opportunity to have a crack at NRLW.
It's good to see that the game is growing. So it just gives it an opportunity for many young kids come through and be able to play the game. Speaking of Parramatta, we've got a person waiting online, and I thank her for being patient. Paige. She's the Community Partnership Executive at Parramatta Eels. Her role, I'll probably allow her to explain her role. We're lucky enough to form a partnership with Parramatta a couple of months ago for the next 3 years. Paige, your role at the Eels as a female, you've been to the schools, you've seen the programs that we've delivered. What's your view overall?
Hey guys, yeah, thank you for having me on. I guess to give you a bit of background about my role, I've been with the Eels for just over 5 years now, so a little while. I work in that community team and help oversee the partnerships for our community and charity partnerships. So I guess they're those feel-good type partnerships with Heroes with Ability, hospitals, Ronald McDonald House, all that sort of stuff. So I'm very fortunate to be in this position. It's a role that I get to, I guess, physically see the positive impact that clubs and players can have on the community firsthand, and that's really quite a special role. And I'm very, very fortunate to be in the position. In terms of, I guess, the partnership with Heroes with Ability, it's a recently formed one, and I absolutely love everything you guys do, and witnessing the programs firsthand and the impact that not only, I guess, our players have, but the broader club can have on the children participating is really important. When we launched the program, we actually had our ambassador, Ryan Madison, come out, and there was a young girl there, and this has kind of stuck with me since that launch. But a young girl, we said, oh, there's, Channel 9 here are going to film what we're doing here today, and we also have Ryan Madison, and just this young girl's face, just her jaw dropped to the floor, and it was just the biggest score you've ever heard. I think even Matta was a little bit taken back by it, but we still laugh about it all the time, and it's just so it's touching to be able to see those relationships and those partnerships that we're able to form. And the fact that the Eels have been able to, have a women's team this year, it's amazing that we're going to be able to touch so many more communities and utilise those wonderful young girls that are coming through our programs and give them, some direction and allow them to have some meaningful relationships within our community is really important for the club as well. So we're really excited about that.
Thank you for your words, and we're very proud to be connected with the Eels. It was an easy decision with the partnership, and the most important thing is that when we do go out to schools, we've got some teachers on. They've been part of a program, and they'll come in soon to talk about the impact that we've made, and having clubs like the Eels on board behind this project, it just makes our job much easier as well. So thank you, Paige, for being kind enough to be here today and have an input and tell everybody your view on the whole thing. We're going to go to the next young lady that we met once at Parramatta Leagues Club, Mary Elizabeth. Mary, can you hear us, Mary?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, everybody.
Good.
I'm here.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for coming in. I know you were busy, and you managed to come in right now. So I just, just want to say thank you for being here today. So you're part of Ladies Who League. Is that correct? Yep.
Yeah.
I'll probably allow you to, talk about what your role is in, being out in the community and the jobs that you do out there for women.
Absolutely, I'd love to. And I just wanted to say hello to everyone and thank Heroes with Ability for having me today. I feel really lucky that I got the chance to meet Heroes with Ability that day at Parramatta Stadium. Thank you for coming and saying hello. I love the work that you all do, and something that I'm really passionate about is making sure that rugby league is an inclusive game, because I believe that everyone has a place in the rugby league family. So it was great to see you all there, and I hope very, very soon we can all come together and go to another game again. I guess to let you all know a little bit about what I do, I'm a lawyer by day, and in my spare time, I run a media company called Ladies Who League. Now, 8 years ago, when I started Ladies Who League, it was all about encouraging more women to get involved in conversations about the game, but also to highlight the contributions of women that I saw in the game. And at that point, that was sort of women as fans, women as volunteers, women in the media, women in the administration. Growing up as a passionate footy fan, I didn't even know that women could play footy because they were completely invisible to me at that time. So over the last 8 years, for me, it's been absolutely incredible to watch women in league rise, particularly in the playing space. We've now got female referees, we've got females involved in coaching, and that just continues to grow. So I guess for me, that's been my real joy. And to everyone on this call, I'd just like to thank you for your contribution to our game, whatever that may look like. Whether you're a mum washing the socks, whether you're in the canteen, whether you're running your local club, whether you're playing, refereeing, thank you to you for making our game a more inclusive place. And if you're someone on the call that wants to be more involved, I challenge you to get more involved, because there is a place for rugby league for all. There is a place in rugby league for all of us, and the more people involved, the better, in my view.
Absolutely, well said. I know your passion is for Parramatta.
Big time.
Yeah, Marco's passion is for Tigers. But what I love about it is that we all have a passion for a particular team, but the real passion behind it is that we do see that this league is growing, and we do want it to keep growing. And like one of the players said, often at the moment, a lot of the times our players in the women's leagues also hold other jobs, or their mothers, or they've got other commitments in life that don't allow them to become professional, because the league isn't open up to them doing it as a full-time job. But that's where we want it to be heading. And how do you see that dream unfolding?
I think it's a great question, and a professional women's competition is exactly where I want to go. And it's a great point that you raise. I want to acknowledge all the work that not just our female players do, but that many women involved in the game do, to make sure that they continue to be able to be involved. So we often tell people to do what they love. We see our elite female players committing to rugby league, even if they're studying, even if they've got families. So to see them follow that commitment through, I think is absolutely incredible. And I'm always in awe of them. What I would say is that I think more money is needed. So we'll hand that off to someone with more money. But what everyone in this room can do, we all have a role to play. And I'll make it really simple for all of you. Get your bum on a seat. That's the way that we make a difference to the women's game. So get out there and support your favourite team. Buy a ticket to their game. We've got a great opportunity with the NRLW being standalone this year to get out and show that support. And if you can't be there in person, that's okay. Turn on your TV. Sometimes when the NRLW is on, I turn on both TVs in my house, and I hope that that counts for 2 viewer numbers. But we've all got a role to play, right, in telling people that the NRLW is valuable, it's marketable, it's exciting, and I can't wait for the competition to continue to grow. And even though I'm a Parramatta fan through and through, and I'll be supporting Parramatta in the NRLW this year, there'll be another 5 teams that have my support as well. Just Parramatta a little bit more.
Yep, absolutely.
Well said.
Well said.
Well said. Thank you for coming on and have your say. Much appreciate your time. And hopefully we can, once COVID goes away, we can meet again.
Thanks for having me, and just stay safe, everyone, and look after the people you care about.
Yes, thank you. Now we got two Kathys waiting as well. They both, one is a carer and the other one, I'd say a carer. Is that correct? A Manly fan? Kathy Bullett? They're gone, are they? Oh, no, they're there. Hi, Kathy. You unmute.
Yeah, it took me a while to get it off.
No, that's fine. I'll start off with you because you're wearing a Manly jersey, okay?
Yes.
I don't hold anything against you, so it's okay.
You're a Manly supporter as well.
Used to, but it's okay. We won't tell anyone.
Give away all your secrets.
No, that's fine. Again, your role. You've been with us from day one. You believed in our programs. You've seen what we do.
Yes.
The impact on female participants. Your view on that?
Yes, well, to see the girls get involved in a game that's not readily available to them anywhere else, as you've seen, just the joy and look on their faces as they play the game, to be involved, to participate, to feel, I don't know, normal, that they can play, has been just amazing to see.
Yeah. And any reason why you're wearing a Manly jersey?
You told me to.
No, it's all right. We're going to go to the other Kathy. Kathy, I'm mute, Kathy, if you can hear me. Kathy is one of the carers. So again, she has a special role in her life and caring she cares to. Sorry, Kathy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Sorry. Yeah, I can now.
Aren't you lucky I got unmuted?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So Kathy comes up to our programs every Friday. She does a wonderful job with people with special needs. We love her job, and look, I'm going to allow you to speak from your heart and tell everyone what you do and what you're passionate about.
I just love our guys. They're so guys and girls. When I say guys, I mean inclusive guys, girls. I love them all so much. They're just so happy to go to Heroes with Ability. So am I. So is Keith. We just love it. Every week, you just see some more progression with the guys. They just, I don't know. I just love seeing their happiness. That's what I'm there for. Mm-hmm. Just to try and help them along, but they're helping me along, really. They're just beautiful. It's a nice place to just hang out with all the Heroes with Ability. It's so gorgeous. Love it so much.
Well, I've said it a few times over a couple of other Zoom meetings. It's really important that people with all abilities or varying abilities are linked with people that can mould them and support them the right way. So as a parent of an adult with additional needs, as a mother, I can't tick all those boxes that he needs. I can tick a lot of those boxes, but I can't tick all of them. And so there has to be a time that we throw them out into the world and allow the world to mould them and shape them to become the people that they need to become outside our circle. And a lot of the times it's scary for us as parents because we don't know who they're going to have moulding and shaping them into who they become. But when they come across a carer or a teacher or a coach or a person in their life that has the right purpose in their heart and that really wants to assist them, it changes who they become. And when you come out, for example, Kathy, and you bring your bubbly personality along with it, your participants, they're bubbly too because they see it in you. And so they're very lucky to have someone like you be their carer. So again, I will say, and it's not just for people with disabilities, it's across board for all our children. When you have someone that has their heart in it and their passion, it changes who they become. And so I would like to extend that thank you to you. And a lot of the times I see it also with the women that come across. You're one of the centres that do bring quite a majority of women. So we're breaking down that barrier that it's not just for the boys to come down and participate. So thank you.
No, thank you guys.
And
love everybody, you know that. Thank you.
Speaking of carers, and another role that she has, and it's very close to us, is a young woman, Amanda. She's Marco's carer. She plays a big role Marco's life when we go to games, and when we go to our clinics as well. She's the one that she's like a second mum, that she picks him up and takes him that. So again, another important role that she has. No, she's not a footy player. No, she's not a coach, but she's actually a carer. That she plays a very important role that allows Marco to do what he loves doing, which is either playing or watching the game. Amanda?
Guys. Thank you. Oh, look, I'm just so fortunate to play a small part in Marco's life. My whole family is passionate about the Tigers and footy. My children are too, and I'm just so fortunate to be able to play a small role in being a part of Heroes with Ability, you know, watching footy games with Marco, being a part of watching him as part of a footy family playing football. It's just so heartwarming, and I get so much more out of it than what I could ever give back to him. So yeah, it's just the best. I love it.
No, and I want to thank you because having him be part of Heroes with Ability, often he's just thrown into it. But when he has you come along and you help him and assist him achieve that skill or that goal independently, then he feels like he's not in my skirt anymore. So he is participating in the program, but he's doing it his way, independently with you, and not feeling like he's under mum and dad's belt, and he's feeling like he's at the same level as every other participant there who's independent and achieving his own goals by attending the program with yourself, not with his mum and dad. So thank you for that.
No, my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
We're going to go to two teachers. We got two teachers online, Olivia and Rima. We're going to start off with Olivia. You can't tell who she follows. Don't know why, but you can see. Olivia's one of the teachers aide in the sport unit at James Busby High School. Again, she sees she's witnessed the program, and she knows how much, especially the young women playing the game and being involved in the program. What's your views, Olivia, on that?
So my views are basically we have to every 6 boys, 1 girl in the unit. So there's really not that many girls. It's pretty much similar to, I guess, the football in that sense. Where I grew up not playing football, I didn't follow. I had no idea. You know, my dad raised me on soccer, and so even teaching it, like I'm not PE trained, but I come into the sport unit trying to teach football to kids, and I think just as a female teacher kicking the football around, it really inspires young girls to play football. I'm also the year advisor, so I have this interaction with our mainstream students, and I know I've got a big Pacific Islander school, so all our Pacific Islander girls play too, so it's really good to connect with the girls in that way. But just seeing how my girls in the support unit participate in an inclusive environment in a male-dominated sport is just it's actually so important that they understand that they can play too, at the same level as the boys, you know. So that's really nice to see.
Well said, Olivia, thank you. We're going to go across to Rima. She's also a teacher at Marylands High School in the support unit. She was lucky enough to witness the program when we launched our partnership with the Parramatta Eels, and she was there when the young girl that Paige was talking about, how excited she was.
Still very, very excited about it. She hasn't stopped ranting about that situation. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go.
Hey guys, you know, you guys are so inspiring. I wish that all my students can just watch you guys and listen to everything that you have to say, because I've taken it back and I'm waiting for my girls to just listen to this kind of stuff. We have 3 girls in the whole unit, which just started this year with us. Very, very rare to have females in an autism class. And fortunately enough, we do have some girls this year, and Marco and the team have taken them under their wing and pretty much made them soar through the program over the past 2 terms. The program is just amazing. If anyone wants to go behind this program, honestly, like, close your eyes and just do it. It's been such a great opportunity. My girls and my boys in the school have loved it, and I even see some of the mainstream kids try to sneak in when we are running the program on the oval and try to join in and pretend that they're part of the unit, but you know, we always catch them out. But these guys are doing an amazing job at everything they do.
Thank you. And how are they going through lockdown now?
They're doing well. We had cooking just before. So they're trying to keep practical. They're trying to do as many videos as they can for you guys. They just want to go back to school, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I just feel so sorry for that we're not able to do anything. The little things that we've done, like through Zoom, some of the exercises that we were able to provide. I hope that sort of makes a little bit of a difference to you and also to Olivia, to their students. So look, once again, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
We're going to go across to Jess. Jess, I can't see you. I know you can hear me. Jess?
Hang on.
Yep.
Me, Jess?
Ah, beautiful.
Oh, I didn't know that I was on.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't see you before, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I was just listening to everyone while I was, So, hi, everyone.
Hi, how are you? Could tell everyone about yourself.
My name's Jess. I'm the manager of the West Tigers women's team that have joined you today. So I had just logged on to hear from Neil and to hear the girls share their perspectives, but also because I'm a massive fan of what your family do and Heroes with Ability and everything, and we love having Marco part of our squad whenever he possibly can be available to me, and I know that the girls love using their time and their profiles to give back to the community in any way, shape or form. So I thank you so much for having us on today and letting us again contribute and know that you've got very many willing volunteers whenever you need some faces at any of your events or anything. So
Oh, thank you for that. Well, I see you on the sideline and you're always there assisting. You're their right-hand woman, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play a very big role in what we see on the field when the women are playing. So I want to thank you for your role and your contribution.
Yeah, I'm probably the poster child for not very sporty, not very coordinated, but found a way to be involved in rugby league somehow. So
well, there's so many different ways that you can be involved in rugby league. It doesn't mean that you have to be on the field to be the one that's driving it. There's so much force behind it. There's a lot of the men rugby league players often tell me that they wouldn't be in the position that they are playing professional NRL if it hadn't been for their partners.
Yeah.
So yeah, we play a big role. So girl power.
No, look, thank you, Jess, once again for coming on and having to say a few words. So thanks very much.
Pleasure. Welcome, guys.
We're going to go to another person here. Let me see my list. Sorry. How can I miss her? Linda and Elise.
Linda.
She's there.
Linda.
Neil, I reckon I should mute all the time.
No.
Linda, you.
Can you hear us?
Unmute.
Hi,
we got a Mo in his hair.
Oh no, he wants to do the phone. So two important women in the community and also with Heroes of the Ability, Linda and Lisa. They're not just wonderful people and beautiful people, but they support obviously women out there, and they are proud sponsors of the women's West Tigers team. Linda, I'll give you 30 seconds to say a few words.
30 seconds. Berrima. Elise said Berrima, and there's no snake. End of story. Got to go, people. Okay, 30 seconds, please. What can I say? Everything you guys have all said today, I loved. I'm just going to go to Heroes with Ability first. I've got the up energy and the happy, I was born sunny side up. But when you go and see that program, it amplifies that into the stratosphere. After the International Disability Day, I went down. I couldn't sleep for 2 days afterwards. I was so pumped from that wonderful, amazing joy. It is pure joy. Just in the whole room, bouncing around everyone. Every person's eyes you looked into, they beamed at you and smiled. And yeah, so that's, yeah, I'm so honoured and proud to be a supporter of that. But rugby league, to be involved with the women's game is just beyond it's my personal thing, even though my husband is probably more excited about it than I am. No, that's not true. We both are. We're really busy people. We got a business. I live on acres. I've got horses and life. You know what I mean? But I wanted to say via, donating or sponsoring, we believe in you. You know, we believe this is pretty much all we can do. Here's a sponsorship and sort of kind of good luck because I'm really busy. Yeah. So we thought we'd go along to a game every now and then and, just support. As Marco said, I was instantly hooked. I've never seen, I can only equate it to what happened that day at the International Disability Day, but on the other coin in athleticism, ability. But I tell everybody it's girl power all over the paddock. And, girl power rocks type stuff. So when you talk about someone like Sienna playing, if I hadn't watched a game, I would have gone, no, not my Sienna. You know what I mean? It's too, but I've seen girls play Sienna's build and they're as tough as, but they're never alone. I've never seen a player be tackled on their own. You know what I mean? Or one person doing a tackle. It's always 2 or 3 for 80 minutes. And yeah, I'm blown away just by watching it. When you don't expect to be as blown away as you are, you're just sort of trying to be a nice person and support. And then you're like, okay, it's gone from that to I'm totally addicted. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
Absolutely. That's true, because I know that feeling. We went along and we were hooked. We were hooked. And, we just wanted to make sure that we get that out into the community, that this league needs to grow, not only for just women in general, but also for women with disabilities.
Totally.
Yep, that want to be part of rugby league and included. We need to break that barrier and allow them to see that it's okay to play football.
Well, I think the women's team will be smashing that barrier. It already is. Look at the figures. Combined with Heroes with Ability, do you understand that being involved is just going to explode it? Because the one theme that we all have through every conversation that I've heard, in this meeting is we love sport, yes, but it's rugby league in particular. And it's just got this thread of we are one.
Absolutely. Now, Linda, I've got a little bit of a funny note here.
Oh, here we go. Do you want me to sing?
When I went to, something quite good. When I went to witness the girls' game, I realised that you've got a mean whistle. You've got on you. And I am 100% sure that Neil and all those girls on that field can hear you.
I know for a fact they can, and I'll never forget. Neil's lived there; he's still here. When we very first come on board as sponsors, right? Obviously, everyone's excited. Oh, great, we've got a sponsor, and then we've come out to the game, right? So Neil's in front of us, and my husband and I got the killer whistle that he's got the loudest booming voice I've ever heard in my life. right? And Neil's in front of us, and it's like, oh yeah, here's the sponsors, nice people. Next thing, my husband's yelled out this, "Go US Tigers!" Like they heard it in Marrickville. And Neil's just done this slow turn around with this big grin going, oh yes. Then a bit further in, I've done my killer whistle, and he's like, oh.
I'll vouch for that. None of support, guys, is amazing. And even after good games, you get up us after bad games, you're in the sheds, giving us hugs and kisses. Like you're always like Auntie Linda, like the support that you guys give us is incredible. Like,
darling, I'm called Auntie Mummy now. I'm everyone's mum and auntie. It's wonderful. I get away with murder.
But we love you, and the support that you give us is incredible. So like we're so fortunate to have you guys back us every week, win or lose.
But I feel that you've pushed my support. I can't help but take it to the next level, because every week I see it happening. What Neil has done this year, the passing skills I'm just noticed, is amazing. But as I said, this was sponsoring you girls was my 25th wedding anniversary, right? Present. And I said to my husband, it's just going to cost you for the rest of our marriage. You don't have to worry about an anniversary. I know what I want. You buy me the girls every year. Thank you.
Linda,
and we love it.
Linda, I've got a question for you.
Hit me.
I know how much you love your West Tigers. But I do know that you love women rugby league in general.
Totally.
Okay. Now, where do you see the game in 3 years? Where do you want to see the game in 3 years' time? Now we've got Parramatta on board. We've got, I think, is it the Knights as well?
Yeah.
Where do you want to see this in 3 years?
West Tigers team for sure, and I'll probably be the CEO. At least just nodded and went, not probably. She will be. I can't help but see it. Just that's where I want it to go. And I do know we have that plan in the pipeline.
Yeah.
At West Tigers, and when we do it, it wants to be done like schmicko, and I'm with that. And my husband works 7 days a week at the moment, but I'm negotiating him working 8 days a week. So. We'll be the major sponsor all the way along. But as I said, I did it as a good, like I tell the girls, they're living my dream. I would have loved to have played rugby. I was a tomboy growing up, but just to see it progressing throughout all of the Parramatta, St. George, everywhere, it's amazing for women.
Yeah.
And these boys are now looking at us going, whoa. It really is. It's given them a whole new perspective of, but what I love about it though, as being a woman, is you girls on the field are just so focused and tough and strong. And then you come off and then you just smile at me, and it's just, we're girls.
Yeah.
We're still girls. But I'll never forget one game. We got absolutely hammered, right? It was a boiling hot day. And I don't know who it was. One girl, when the whistle was, over, she walked off and she absolutely burst into tears. And my heart burst for her, because I knew she had nothing left in the tank to give, right? Nothing at all left to give. But every single one, no one stopped trying. There was a point in the game where, honestly, if it was me, you all had the right to put your heads down, you know what I mean? And just go, and no one did it. And I messaged Neil, Neil messaged me and talked about the game, and I just said to him, listen, I don't know what you saw, but what I saw was the toughest bunch, strongest women that could have gone on for 2 days, and they wouldn't have stopped tackling their hearts out. That's what I saw. You know what I mean? It lifted me to that particular loss. I'm sure Neil remembers it and he's trying to forget it, but that lifted me on a level that I still can't explain, where I've had that same joy when we've had big, good wins. You know what I mean? That's just great. But this particular loss, I just watched every goal come off and there was nothing left in any tank. And I was so proud of every one of you. It was amazing.
No.
So win, lose or draw, you know what I mean? But especially, you know, I've watched the boys a long time and I've seen boys put their heads down, you know, first grade teams put their heads down where you just know them. That didn't happen on this day and I'll never forget it. That's girl power.
Linda, you not only sponsor the Tigers women team, but you also jumped on board with, is this Samaris?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, the women's, well, that's my aim is now. I said to my husband, apart from my wedding anniversary for the girls, for the West Tigers, to just be a smaller sponsor, jackets and bags and things like that for just local smaller teams. Just it's sort of kind of helping mums and dads out, you know, trying to find $50 for a bag and things like that. You know, that can stop some people from playing the game. So we want to try, that's our next goal, is just to try to be out there just with jackets and bags amongst, you know, under 16s and 15s and 12s and all that type of stuff to boost those ranks coming through, to hand them over to Neil and these other girls that will be retiring from playing first grade, but then be in coaching, mentoring roles, fitness roles. So that I'm really excited about.
And that's what it all starts, isn't it? When
for sure.
They know they feel like part of a team. They've got a bag, they've got a tracksuit, they've got something like that. You know, I think that's what, you know, you start at that young age, and then as they grow, you know, they can sort of see these, you know, obviously role models that are here today playing for either Tigers, Parramatta, you know, New South Wales. So they want to be like them, you know. So
that's exactly right. Yep.
Like you sort of, you know, starting it from a young age and make them feel, you know, they're part of a team. That's very special.
I remember way back. No, not way back. Not that long ago, actually, when I was a kid and played water polo, and we got a sponsor. You know what I mean? I think it was the pub at Birch Grove, because we'd go there afterwards. And we were so excited to have a sponsor. You know, we were this nothing little team, and someone, you know, put some money on the table and we all had a bag. And honestly, it was quite a while ago, to be honest. I can't remember who the sponsor was. And I get it. We're not doing this because we want more business and, you know, everyone's going to get their furniture repaired. We're blessed already. But if you want to get your furniture repaired, my husband will go, yeah, that's fine. But as I said, the big teams, you know, there's a lot of big money out there that want that commercial advertising. You know, it's a big part of what they do. Whereas I'm now going to be focused on, the grassroots stuff, you know, where these young girls, it might kick them to, you know, someone, if I join, will I get a bag? Nice, you know. And next thing you know, we've got the next Australian fullback or whatever.
Superstar, yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
Linda, thank you for your kind words. Thank you. It's always nice to hear your voice. You know, you've got this spark inside of you. You've got springs. One thing, like I said, I need to speak to your husband and ask him if he knows how to spell the letter no.
Enough of that talk. You're going to be, Celine, after this, naughty corner him 20 minutes. Yeah, Alicia said you can write it all you like, but you need to learn how to say it.
Now we're going to go to another special person in our lives, and she's I'll let Celine introduce us.
So Shanali is connected with Heroes Community. She runs the Donna Faith Alliance. Now, Shanali is not only an advocate for human rights, which includes women's rights. Shanali, how important is it for you to see women participating in sport? And what words of encouragement would you say to someone as young as Sienna and encourage them to have the courage to participate in sport and be active in the community?
Well, thank you, Celine. Thank you so much. I feel like I've placed myself in the best position because I'm hearing all these inspiring things. And just a bit of background about myself. So I think Celine basically gave the best background. But yes, I do. So I am very much involved in human rights. My passion especially is the empowerment of women and children, because if you look internationally, they are the most marginalized groups. So I've been doing human rights since I was 15 years old. So to me, it's nothing new. And I think I only recently came into the football family. Of course, I've got to thank Linda for that, Auntie Linda, and of course the Heroes with Ability family. And I remember going to one of their sessions, and I was just completely blown away. First of all, there's just a sense of unity that I've never really seen before. It's unique in a sense that you go there and you're not sort of marginalized, or there's no judgment. Everyone's a family, everyone's part of something. And unfortunately, it's not something you get every day. So I'm really grateful for that. But yes, I don't play footy, but I think from what I'm hearing is that as women, it brings us together. That's how I see it. And also, you know, hats off, to be honest, to all the players and to all the female players in the football sorry, in the football family, because I mean, it is a tough place to be in, especially because it's you know, traditionally been sort of overarched by men. So it's nice that there are women now sort of pushing those barriers and but also making that point. And I think that's what really brought me into the families, because I see a side of women in sports that you don't see every day. And that's just perseverance, the willingness to push through and not put your head down. And a lot of the female, you know, sports players, you know, even from international, looking from an international point of view, you know, they're mothers, they're aunties, they're, you know, hard workers. They've got a family to feed as well. They've got children to think about as well. And to see them, despite everything, despite every struggle they go through or whatever it may be, they might be having a bad day as well, but they still go onto the field and they play their game. So to me, there's a side of women in sports that inspires me a lot more, because I don't know, there's just that willingness to fight. And it's a side that I don't see a lot. And working internationally, I can definitely say that sports has been something that even recently women have been utilizing to unite, but also to challenge the status quo and to prove that there's nothing tough for women at all. So so that's why I'm so intrigued and being part of this family now. In terms of what I would advise to young people like little Sienna there, is definitely, I think the motto here is just give it a shot, just give it a try. It doesn't matter. You know what, I think what we as women, what we all have in common here is that we've all had to sort of push the status quo, the normality that they say. And you know, I've had so many instances where being a female has, you know, was a reason to push me back, for example. So even in my own professional career, I remember, you know, starting the Dawn of Faith Alliance, I was actually told in one instance, you're a woman, and that really took me back. And I thought to myself, goodness, this still exists. There's still undertones of sexism, for example. So what I would say to any young girl now is always give it a try. Do not ever be afraid to challenge people, and be different. Don't be wanting to be like another person. Be better. Like I always say, when someone says, oh, you know, because I mentor a lot of young people, and if they say to me, oh, I really want to be like you, I said, no, don't be like me. Seriously, be better than me. And that's what I would say to any young person. Be better than me. Be yourself. Challenge the status quo. Challenge the normality. In my life, I've had so many people say, you know, you can't do it. And what I do is I turn that into a strength. And there's an art to that as well. You've got to learn to do that, but I've learned to do that along the way. So always change and turn your weaknesses into your strengths. So that's my biggest advice.
That's beautifully said. Well, very, very well said.
Nice. That's very nice. Thank you, Janelle, for being part
My
of it.
pleasure.
I appreciate it. Guys, we've only got 2 people to go. I really appreciate your time, and I know it's sort of dragged on a bit too much. The last 2 is young Matthew and his sister and Keith. You want to come, guys? You want to come on? Yep. So you guys can see Matthew, Keith, and sister Sarah. Hey, Matthew. These Matthew's one of our participants in one of our programs, and Keith as a carer. Again, I'm I don't have enough words to say how good he is in terms of the way he goes on about his job, the way he looks after Matthew and other clients. Sarah, I can see you're a big South Sydney supporter. You love your rugby league.
Yeah.
As a sister, as a role model, as your brother, what do you see in rugby league? What the changes in your brother in everyday living?
Well, tiny background to Matthew. So about 4 or 5 years ago, Matthew was about 127 kilos. So now he's 62 kilos. So for a good part of that time, we were focusing on his diet and everything. So at that point, he was in ICU. He actually died a couple of times from pneumonia. So we're actually really lucky to still have him. So we went on a massive health kick after that, like with food and diet and everything. But we did lack the fitness sort of thing. So about a year ago, circumstances changed and we got Keith on board as Matthew's main carer. So that changed the dynamics of how Matthew basically progressed. And then he linked in with Heroes with Ability, and Matthew wasn't able to catch a ball. He wasn't able to kick a ball. He was very limited in his capacity to have balance and be able to walk confidently. And that's a lot of, we needed to, especially with COVID coming around as well, we really needed to ensure that he did something he loved, but he also worked on himself and like achieved those goals that he needed to achieve, He was very reserved, but now he's extremely confident.
Too much.
He literally can get away from you now and he wants to do everything on his own. He's a completely different person, like thanks to like Keith and Heroes with Ability, Kathy being involved, like we see the videos, like we obviously don't go, but we see the videos, we see the photos of how much like fun it is and how much the clients, because we know the clients that Matthew goes to school with and we see how much of a difference. So people like Scotty as well, how much they've gained and how much they're actually interacting and how much this program is actually having a massive positive like on their lives, like it's really changed their lives, giving them an opportunity to be involved, do something they love, but also build on the foundations that he needs to build on,
That's nice. Keith, a few words.
Yeah, just on the women's game, I've been very lucky. I've been coaching for the last 16 years. 4 years ago, we had 3 girls playing a tournament. It's called a youth tournament. It's run by the NRL. It doesn't run no more, but we had 3 girls playing in there. Faith, Soraya, and Maddie Ashby. They all league players, but they ended up contracting to the Sevens for Australia. So they just come back from the Olympics. They're the youngest in the team. They just come back from the Olympics. They're, to inspire to get to there and to use rugby league as a vehicle to pursue another professional sport. It's been awesome. I know the Tiger girls from watching our nieces play. So we had 3 girls go there this year, Jayshan, Shaq, and Jazzy. So it's been a pleasure to watch them with the Tiger system. Their confidence are just, they're booming at the moment. Jayshan hasn't stopped doing CrossFit since we've been in this lockdown. She's trying to get ready for next year already. So the game's growing heaps in the women's. I find as a coach, I've always done boys. The last 4 years I've been dragged in to help the girl coaches, but the girls are different. They're in a different where there's no ego stopping them to be a part of the team. They're very wary of the games the game's about having fun first. So after their game, you'll see them all together. They're all laughing, they're all cuddling, they're all in their circle, where some of the boys teams are very competitive, and it's all about I'm better than him and he's better, you know, all that kind of stuff. Very hard as a coach to get down to the depth of their feelings. But the ladies, they listen. They got good ears, not bad ears. You tell them once, they do it. You get a lot back from the ladies as a coach. Sometimes it takes boys 4 or 5 years to come back to you and say thank you. The ladies, they're very quick to say thank you and appreciate it. And as a coach, that's all you want. It makes you tick even better for them, makes you want to do more and teach them more. Probably the best thing about the girls is seeing a little girl that's got no confidence within herself with contact, maybe teaching them a little pumming drill, like maybe underhooks or wrestling drill, and see them actually get it and then see their face or see that spark in their eyes. They actually say, "Wow, did I just do that? Did I just put that girl on the ground?" Yeah, that's probably the best thing as a coach, watching girls develop, just getting past their fears and just developing new skills.
That's nice words, Keith. Matthew, I want to hear a few words from you.
Your turn. Sign. He's pointing out all the ladies who he wants a photo with.
I love it.
Marco, he didn't point to you.
Like it. Oh,
That'd
guys.
be me, Matthew.
Who wants a photo of you, Kath?
Probably nobody.
Misses the program. Okay, misses the program.
Oh, we all miss you guys. Unbelievable. Another person that we do miss a lot, and lucky last. And the reason I left it for last is it's a good reason. I'll tell you why. Yvonne, you want to unmute? Can you hear me?
Yep, I'm unmuted. Yes.
So, Yvonne, you guys can see a little screen there. That's Pauline. Pauline is a participant that comes to our program. She obviously can't be together with.
No, we're in lockdown. We're in sing bin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can hear you guys.
Just a quick background on Pauline before I'll let Yvonne explain the whole impact that this is made on Pauline. So Pauline was our first female on the first day when we started Heroes with Ability. She was shy. She was inside of his shell. She didn't want to touch a ball. She didn't want to run. She didn't want to do anything. Within 3 weeks, she was a leader. She was teaching others how to play certain drills. She was telling us what to do one stage. And we loved it. And it's like what Keith was just saying before. Sometimes when you see that little spark in their eyes and you say, wow, I'm able to do this. And that's what we did. We were able to allow Pauline to come out of this shell. And now we can't even stop her now. Is that true, Yvonne? Now she's just another completely, totally different person.
Yeah, she's telling me what to do now these days.
And this is what rugby league does. This is what rugby league does to someone like Pauline.
Yeah, thank you, Marco. Good afternoon, everyone. Just first of all, just want to thank Marco for inviting us to this meeting and to be able to meet all of you amazing, inspirational people. And I didn't know I was going to be last speaker, but I'm glad because I got to hear all your side of the story. Like I got to hear the players, the coaches, the teachers, the support team that you all, provide for our families is just like, I can't thank you for that. Marco's going to get me start crying already every single time. But yeah, so I'm Yvonne, Pauline's sister. It started off, she started with the Fort at the end of 2018. Her work approached me about this NDIS program. And at the time, I didn't know anything about the scheme, but it made me realize that I had to put in plans for her future. because while I'm still well enough and still here, I had to look after her future just in case if I wasn't able to. Basically, before that, she was working 5 days a week since she was 20 years old in a factory. Doing
19 and a half.
Oh, 19 and a half. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, 19 and a half. I'm pretty much doing the same thing every day, day in, day out. That was the only thing she knew, but she wasn't getting any younger and I could see her struggling with it. So I could see mentally, emotionally, physically, it was all happening and it was causing her issues at work. So at the beginning, it was really hard to convince her to try out day programs at Ford. I did not know anything about Ford, so I had to do some, research and learn what's going on. It was really, really hard to get her to meet new people because she just didn't have the confidence. She couldn't cope with new surroundings, especially without me being there, with people she didn't know. I was very worried at the beginning. I was very worried for her because we have a very small family unit and she wasn't confident with people outside of that. So we tried for 1 day a week. I wanted her to start with something less physical because she hasn't ran since 1984. And she selected football tag and I thought, oh, okay, all right, we'll see how she goes. And a few months after that, she said, oh, there's a new football program that she wanted to try. Now, she's always been a dedicated or even obsessive NRL football fan since forever, since she was small. And I thought if anything can help her with her mental health, her physical well-being, interacting with people in the community, something she's always wanted to do but never had the chance to, this is it. So it was a calling. It was like a meant to be moment. And how can I not let her do it? There was no question about it. So over the next few months, I was seeing a change in her personality. She was talking about training and it led up to the gala day in 2019. That was the first time I met Marco and George and actually saw what she was training for, what all the participants been training for. She was really getting excited as the day came closer, saying, you got to come and watch me. And I said, okay, I'll come and watch you, meet all your friends. I really didn't know what to expect. But what I saw those few hours on the field were just, like you all said, mind-blowing. Like I'm going, what is happening? Like it was even better than watching my own kids run on track and field. It was amazing. There was laughing, there was tumbling, falling over, getting back up again, supporting each other, hugging each other. Not only did it change their lives, but I was a bit selfish. I thought, because I think it changed mine. Like I didn't care about all your lives. It changed my life and I couldn't believe it because all our lives, I thought, just like what Celine said, Pauline needed something not within the family. She needed other people. And so since then, Pauline made many friends. She participated in the holiday program and the invitation, we got to watch the Eels against the Tigers game in June. So that was Pauline's first football game in person. And to experience it with the extended Heroes family just made that extra special. We won't mention what the score was for that day.
I know who won.
Okay, cover you. Yeah. So Pauline's looking forward to spending more days with Heroes in the future. I feel that she has a life now. And the thing is, her life has given me a life as well. So now I've extended my life because of Pauline, and through Heroes with Ability, you guys are our extended family now. And not only has Ford and Heroes with Ability had changed her life, it's changed mine. It's changed my family, like my children as well, because they see that Mom's more calmer now because I'm not worried as much for Pauline. She's exercising, her mental health is improved. she's happy. And she's so outgoing now. I can't believe it. She's got like so many friends. And so I'm very grateful today to have this chance to share our story with you. And even though I still don't know much about football, but just being with you it's just been fantastic. Like, I don't need to know about football because your smiles is just infectious. And I want to say with Matthew, every single photo of Matthew, every single photo of you, you got the biggest smile. I flicked through all the photos of you. And even my daughter, I was showing Grace, my daughter, and Grace said, that smile, it comes from right there. Like you can't fake it. You got the biggest smile. Every single photo, you've got the biggest smile. And it really makes you happy. You know, really does. And so I hope, you know, this is just fantastic. Like, I cannot ask for a better thing in our lives. Just crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, and I'm so happy we've got this opportunity. It's like really meant to be. All of us are meant to come together. So thank you guys for having us.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Pauline. Thank you for being part of
Thank
it.
you, Marco.
You're welcome.
You mentioned that was Pauline's first game ever, and
yes.
Thanks to Parramatta when we launched our Heroes with Ability Bay.
Yeah, Para.
It obviously was a bay that we always dreamed of to have in an NRL game where people with disabilities, they have families, they can come to a safe area so they don't be judged. They can watch the game in a you know, whatever happens, it's an environment that everyone understands. And I think was, you know, we had about a 90 out of the 100 tickets that we got from Parramatta. We got about 95 people that came on the day. Half of were actually females. So to know, I didn't even know that, you know, it was Pauline's first game. So to know that, it's even better. You know, it's super special that we've managed to do that, and hopefully it will be the first one of many to come. So we that's what we're there. You know, we encourage people to you know, become members of clubs. You know, come out to these games. You know, come out with us to our bay, so we can actually enjoy a game of footy with you know, it could be with your family or it could be, you know, by yourself. You know, so we're proud to be able to do that, and then obviously again, thanks for Parramatta for allowing us to do that. So,
yeah, I've got a few little words for our next generation of women coming through. So this one's going to come from my heart, straight to my daughter, but from every other woman's heart to their daughters, their sisters. Sienna, you're a great sister. You're a great daughter. You're a great advocate for women, for young women, and you're a great advocate for people with special needs. You've told me that in the future you want to be someone that advocates for people with special needs and helps people with special needs. And thank you for being you. Thank you for coming into our lives. And thank you very much for being the best sister that your brother could have.
Y'all are making me cry. I didn't sign up for this. Cut it out.
George, you're saying something, sorry.
Just to make comment, the first gala day we had back in 3-4 years ago, I think we're lucky to be part of rugby league, female, male. It's made my life, it's made me who I am today. And just we gave the jerseys, so we put them in teams, equal teams, and we actually gave them the jerseys. And the look on the female faces when we gave them the jersey on that particular team, it was just priceless. Like, I know today Pauline still wears her SAS jersey, and for just a jersey to be loved and appreciated to us, and after that first gala day, I'm not sure about you, Mark, I was exhausted. I was mentally and physically exhausted because I gave 110% for our clients to make sure they enjoy themselves. I'm feeling me. I mean, but the fact that I was mentally and physically exhausted the whole day, building up to the day, and I just wanted everyone just to have fun. So I think we're all lucky to be involved in rugby league, in a sport such as rugby league. I know females are part of the league and a big part of our life is HWA. And I thank all females for giving it their insight, their input, their thoughts, their love into what we do. And hopefully that will continue on and we get more females involved on the mentoring and on the employment stage. So thanks to our female participants. And without you, myself, thank my wife, to Mark and his family, we're nothing. And HWA is indebted to females. And of course, good luck to the West Tigers girls. Hopefully moving on to Pamela this year, and hopefully I'll love to see in our little team with the Pamela in the West Tigers areas. I'm a South boy myself, but I live in the Engburn area, so I'm a local boy, and I've seen some of your games. It's amazing, you know. I mean, when you guys are playing, I don't want to be involved, but you guys are great. Just the passion you show towards the game, and hats off to you. Much appreciated, and thanks for spending some time with us and HWA today, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon at one of our events. Thank you.
Nice, George. Thank you. Guys, look, again, thank you very much for everyone. I know we went on for forever here, but I think it was very important to everyone just to listen to everyone's got a different role, either a player, a coach, a carer, a mother, a sister. I think it was, good to know that there is, rugby league in general, there's a lot of roles to be played up there. It could be a ball girl, could be a someone that collects the jerseys after the game, or anyone. So if anyone wants to say a few words to finish it off, feel free.
I want to say thank you again for, I guess, not only inviting me on here, but hearing the amazing stories from all the other girls. It's really exciting, to, I guess, know so many people are involved, so many women are involved in the game in so many different roles, but just how passionate that we all are for those roles and making the game bigger and ensuring that females and young girls like Sienna do have pathways for whatever direction they do want to go. And if that's whatever means it is in rugby league, then yeah, ensuring that there is a pathway paid for them, but there's role models for them to look up to and help them to follow their dreams as well.
Thank you, Paige.
Just on behalf of the West Tigers girls, I just want to thank you guys for having us on today. It was amazing to hear everyone's stories and just get some communications out for women in league round. So again, just want to thank you for having us today. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Taylor. Thanks for your words.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me too. I really appreciated it. You guys just really, really rock. We love you. All of you, everybody on this page.
Kathy, I never asked you this, but who do you follow?
I don't really follow anybody. I'm just a person that just is happy to see people having fun.
I think Kat has a lot more fun than the party. I see you running on the field.
Oh yeah, have a great time.
You're having a great time.
I have the best time with these guys.
I should start joining in too, but I don't know. We'll think about that. I'll think more about that.
We'll talk about that next time we see, okay?
Okay, you might have to help me walk around the obstacle courses, I think.
I don't think it'll be long before these guys. I don't think it'll be long before these guys have to help me.
Pauline, you just want to say something, Pauline?
Pauline?
You guys can hear me. I love you, heroes with ability. Thank you for all your support. And what you done for me changed my life, okay? 1 billion times, okay? I love you all.
Thank you, Pauline.
Thanks,
Pauline. Thank you.
Yeah, for everything you did for me, including my new uniform, okay? I love it.
Well, Pauline, before you go, I'm confused because you support Parramatta.
I know I'm a Parramatta
one day Parramatta, one day South.
And I'm a South Sydney fan, okay? Whoever wins this week, just, I don't care, okay? Seriously.
Thank you, Pauline.
I want Parramatta to beat Manly. Sorry, Kathy.
What about the Cowboys and Tigers?
Oh, it's gonna be a tough game.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just say Tigers, please.
I think we're outnumbered. I think
If Billy Walters was playing, maybe, yeah, maybe.
That's nice.
Parramatta game, maybe Parramatta, okay?
All right, we'll
It's
do
Ryan
it.
Madison.
Thank
Thank you, Paige. Thank you, Paige.
Thank you. We're going to leave the last word for Linda. Just the last word, just to hear you say something. She can't hear me. Linda.
Linda.
You're stretching.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
She has to unmute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, got me? Got you.
I'll leave the last words for you.
Love.
Last-
Everyone spoke from love today. Made us laugh, made us cry. It's given us hope, joy, excitement, nothing but love wrapped in a rugby league ball. I'll take that. I'll take that. Thank you, each and every one of you, for just being in my life, for bringing me joy. We're all heroes and we all love. That's it. It's love. That's the whole thread through all of it.
Yeah. You're beautiful, Linda.
Oh, we all are. Put it all in
Yeah,
the bucket,
no.
and we are. But I love what is it Keith, the coach, when he
Keith,
spoke about the women?
Yep.
Because we are honouring women in league. We that's what I keep saying to everyone about the women's rugby league. It is girl power all over the paddock.
Mm.
Like, and I'm all for girl power. We boost each other. Shanali, like, that's why we've got into politics together, pretty much as girl power. The thread is love. She's a rugby league chick or a Heroes with Ability chick. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what we have all through us. I love it. So thank you, everyone. You've made, and we'll hang up. I know I'm just going to cry because this game of ours, just in what Pauline said, we've changed lives. But it's now then growing exponentially. We know more lives are going to be changed through Heroes and through the girls' pathways and being inspired by these girls that play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's pretty humbling to be a part of this community. I don't know anything else like it.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys.
Thank you,
That's it.
Linda.
Have a good weekend, everyone. And
You too.
fingers crossed.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
I can't do it properly.